Hello, fellow musicians, not just guitar players. I have talked about the Airstep from XSonic, and I've hailed good things about it because I love the damn thing. And since it came out and I've done a video, my buddy Andy Ferris is using it big time for video switching with his ATEM Mini, and Glenn Fricker is using it, and so many people are pairing this with the ATEM Mini because what it can do is HID commands, which means key commands, to your computer. So it can be, you know, space, control, alt, delete, I don't know, stuff like this. You can program it in any way you want. And the Airstep, compared with the Airstep Lite, gives you 10 switches. So the Airstep Lite is just Bluetooth, no anything on the back. And the Airstep, as you can see in my main video, we're not going to go through all of this, has actual MIDI out, relay meaning switching functions for amps, a MIDI in, USB MIDI and USB control of whatever, also HID I think, no? I don't know. And then expression pedal input, so an expression pedal could be routed to MIDI. We're going to talk about that in a sec. And you put both of them together, and then essentially you have 10 different programs or functions that you can do, running on 5 different programs, meaning 5 times different things that those can do. But updates are here, and they are good. And XSonic is paying me to make this video to talk to you about the updates. The biggest update is the functionality of having one Airstep communicate with 3 different Bluetooth devices at the same time, because it was pretty much a pain in the ass to have the app. You control it with an app. I'll show you. Program the Airstep to do, let's say, number 2, HID command number 2 to the computer. But in order to test that, you had to disconnect the app, completely throw it out of your phone, connect it to the computer, test it. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Disconnect it from the computer, connect it to the app, and on my Mac it meant literally turning all the Bluetooth off. That was the only way to actually get rid of it. And that was a pain in the ass. And then there's this really cool device called WIDI. This tiny little thing, which is a Bluetooth MIDI receiver and also transmitter if you put MIDI into it. We're going to talk about that in a separate video, and I'm going to show you a little bit more here what it does. But connecting that would mean you can't program it in the app if it's connected to that. So what they did now, they first did a thing where you could switch manually, but now each Airstep can connect to 3 different devices at the same time. So the Airstep that's on the table right here, this one is on, as you can see, and it is connected to the phone that's right there, so I can program it. It is connected to the WIDI that's right here, that's why it's blue, and it is connected to my computer. And I will show you this. So if I go to this screen right here, oh look, you might not see that, but I'm actually typing 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. So it's totally working with the computer. It is definitely connected to the WIDI, as we can see, because the WIDI is on. So if I go to this other program here, let's see which one it is. Is it that one? Let's see. Oh, look at that. This is battery powered, wireless, and it's sending Bluetooth signals to the WIDI. It's now sending program changes to this Chase Bliss pedal. Pretty damn dope. Here's the app. And as you can see, if I'm switching programs, at the bottom, it switches. So I can go to my ATEM. It is writing numbers on my computer screen. I can go to this thing. It's doing program changes. And on the same bank, let's call it, I could do sending key commands to my computer while sending MIDI to this, while sending MIDI to another WIDI, which is possibly behind my amp. Okay, get it? So the way that it's set up right here is MIDI on all outputs, program change on channel 2, program change number 2, and that's it. Very simple. And if I go to number 5, you can see it's all HID commands, and it's literally just sending whatever I type here. There's one problem right now with the iPhone, which is something that I don't know if they can fix. When the iPhone is connected with Bluetooth, it has a problem sometimes showing the keyboard. So if I go to this preset, right now that's called bias effects. I wanted to rename that Yamaha THR. So I hit save, but you can see my keyboard doesn't come up. That's the problem of the iPhone when it's connected to Bluetooth. Sometimes it is expecting Bluetooth input from a keyboard, which right now it is, but it's not getting any. So that's the problem. I literally can't type anything in my iPhone at the moment. Don't know if that's something that XSonic can fix. I don't think it is, because it is a problem of the iPhone thinking it's getting Bluetooth input. Biggest change, 3 things connected. I'm sending to the Wii, I'm sending to the computer, and it's connected to my phone. I can do everything I want and don't have to disconnect and connect things. Another cool thing that they figured out is you can control the Yamaha THR series, and it's actually pretty cool how to do this. So I have this little preset here, which is called bias effects. So if you go to bias effects, all it is all automatically assigned to control changes on channel 1. And here is the app for the Yamaha THR, which is right now on the table in front of me. Right there, battery powered. I'm charging the little Relay G10 because I will need that in a second. And the way that you program the app is actually fairly simple. I thought it would take HID commands, but that's not how it's done. When you click on the little thing up here, well, first of all, we click on Bluetooth, and we're going to see that the THR is connected and the AirStep is connected. That's what we want. If you click on the little knob up here, let's see if I can do that. There we go. It's showing you what is assigned to the knobs. And right now I've got continuous controller 20 assigned to this knob. The way you do it is you simply click on it and then hit any knob on this, and it will automatically assign to it. So I did that, and I also did this one right here, the on-off. So I did 3 different functions. So on this one right here, I got clean. On this one right here, look at this, crunch, clean, crunch. To switch between those, you do need 2 different knobs. The way it is done is sending a continuous controller. This is 0 or 1, and this is like 18 or 20. I'll show you. I'm at 1, so that goes to clean. And here I'm at 18, which is enough to go to the next one. So it goes from 1 to 127. And that means I can remote control my Yamaha THR if I so choose. On the 3rd button, again, you can do any of these parameters. I can turn my delay on and off. Simply by hitting the knob up there, clicking on that, I hit this button and it was auto-assigned to that. Super simple. Now, of course, I could do something like the gain with an expression pedal. Would be easy. Simply assigning the expression pedal, wiggling it around, continuous controller, blah, blah, blah. Very simple. So one of the problems I encounter here is if I wanted to access all these different modes or different amps, I would sacrifice a knob for each mode. And that's something we're going to go into wish list coming up, but that's later in the video. Another thing that I haven't tried, but I read on the forum on Facebook, you can hook up one AirStep light to an AirStep. Well, now apparently you can connect up to 3 AirStep lights to a main AirStep. I don't know how that's done. I haven't tried it yet. I've got 2 of these. But that gives you 20 foot switches if you so choose, even in different locations with different functions or the same functions. Pretty cool. It's easy to make these videos and get paid by companies and then never use the stuff. And it happens because, how many overdrives and delays do I need? Okay, sometimes you have your favorites and it doesn't mean that the others aren't good. This product, I am so convinced of, I use it loads. it is my main video switcher in Studio B. So Leslie sits in the switching room in Studio B, and it's controlling the ATEM software, and I've got an AirStep and AirStep Lite for a total possible of 10 different camera angles. We use 7, and that's what that looks like over there. And the software is simply on hard cut, and she just goes and switches the angles, and that works fine. My main video switcher here, just the control panel, which of course can do a lot, but that's $3,000. So having an AirStep and an AirStep Lite combo, which is $400 as a video switcher option, is probably the cheapest 10 button option you can find. I don't know how much the Elgato stuff is, but this can do a lot more, and it's more sturdy. So where else have I used it? I used it in Chase Bliss videos. I have used it in the Golden Boy video. I've used it in Boss videos. I'm going to show you a couple clips so you see that I'm not bullshitting. It's been used over and over in here because it's so damn flexible. I have the AirStep, which has MIDI out and a relay out and all this. So you program that with your phone. And literally, it took me 15 minutes to turn this on for the first time and program the preamp Mark II with it, with my phone. That's how you program it. And that's why it's super simple. So I have MIDI out going to it. And check out what I did on the first bank here on the AirStep. My first steppy is preset 3. My second one, preset 5. And the very last one, number 5, is preset 2. Relatively simple. But on these two, I programmed a toggle. I can turn the fuzz on and off. I don't even have to go to a different preset. Between amber and green. So I have the 2 different modes. And here I have the blue mode and the red mode. And 3 and 4. And here I can toggle between 2 different gain stages, which would be 100% and 50%. Okay, let's try the whole THR thing in action. It's not wired up to anything. It's going to go into the shotgun mic. I have clean, crunch, delay on and off. And these two are wirelessly with the wireless WD. Go over there. I mean, it's not connected to anything, that Chase Bliss pedal, but I mean, it nicely visualizes what's happening. So let's try this. Okay, I ran into a little bit of a snag here. I didn't have any presets saved, and all the presets were at 0 level. So, in order to change that, I went to the 2 different presets. But the problem is, here we go, that now I assigned continuous controller 20 to both of them. So what I'm going to need to do is switch B will now be continuous controller 18. And on number 2, I'm going to assign this one. Oh, it's 19. Okay. There we go. Switch number 1 will be preset number 1. Gonna go wired because this isn't loaded. It's empty. And number 2 is switching to preset number 2. And switch number 3 will turn the delay on and off. The point is, you can control your THR 30 with a foot switch wirelessly as long as the app is open, because the AirStep will send Bluetooth MIDI to the app, which in turn will control the amp. That's pretty clever how they figured out that that works, and it does work. However, for the different presets, I would sacrifice one foot switch. Or if I wanted to step right here through the different amps like this, each would be a continuous controller with a specific number, meaning each would be one foot switch. So here's where I need your help. I need you guys to write to XSonic, or possibly they're going to read this. This is what this video is about. In the comments, write, yes, that's what we want, and put your ideas in there. A couple of things that I want on the MIDI side. And I think it would be rather simple to do, because MIDI is 8-bit, 127 possible values, including 0. Should be rather simple to do this. Number 1, expression pedal. I said this in my original video, I will say it again. Right now, the only thing that the expression pedal can do is 0 and 127. Well, that's boohoo. We can't really use that because you want more control. You want a specific range, right? What if you want it reversed? So, when you assign the expression pedal to a specific MIDI value, instead of 0 to 27, I think we should be able to assign a range. So that this is 15 and this is 80. And then all of a sudden you can much better control your mix from 15 to 80. But you can assign a second MIDI value to the same expression pedal. What if we reverse that and it was the treble from down here, 127 to 90? But reverse. So as I increase my mix, I take the treble down. So we need ranges for the expression pedal, and we need polarity reversal. So that with the same expression pedal, I could, on my preamp Mark II over here, I could literally have one thing going up while the other thing is going down, and so on. I could do complicated fader movements. We need that. Please work on that, XSonic. But furthermore, and I wrote them this, so I need your support to say, yeah, we need that. We need the possibility of a bank up and bank down switch, because right now we don't have this. So the way that would work, let's say I have my Strymon timeline. The timeline has banks of 2. So what I would need is a bank up switch. So I teach my AirStep on MIDI channel 3, that's my timeline, increase program change every time I step it by 2, meaning I would jump to the next bank. If I have a device that has a bank of 8, increase by 8. Okay, so I can actually teach it any kind of bank change I want. Click on it, it adds to the previously stored program change number, 8. Okay, and then it's 16. And 24, and all the other nice numbers that are 32, and so on. Okay, you get the idea? So it's doing a little bit of math. It simply just remembers what the last MIDI number was, and then does plus or minus. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? So that way, you could do bank changes. You could, in the app right here, I could do continuous controller plus 15. So it's 0, 15, 30, 45, and so on. And so that way I could actually step up my amp thing. Step, 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 step. It goes up, step, 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 step. It goes down. So instead of wasting 5 or 6 foot switches to get to all my amps, I can simply scroll through them. And the increase value and decrease value for program change or continuous controller, you set yourself. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Continuous controller, increase or decrease. Now, if you can say, ramp it up by so and so many each time. How about, I turned Canadian. How about a ramp value because there's a on down and on up, meaning you can do a momentary switch. So you can program a press down. Let me show you. It's on, the trigger is press. Do you see that? It could also be on release. There's also a long press. On press, what it would do, continuous controller 15, which could be my mix, will ramp up from 10 to 75. I define the range just like with my expression pedal, but we're doing a timed expression, so you don't need an expression pedal. So I'm defining on press, ramp, continuous controller 15 from 20 to 75. And then you define the length in 1 second. Then you define the curve. Is it linear? Is it logarithmic? Is it exponential? Couple different curves. So you define the curve, you define the length, you define the two values on press down. So you're pressing it down, and what happens is automatically your mix with 1 second or however long you want will ramp up with a specific curve to that value. Then on release, I will do exactly the same thing. Go back from 75 to 20 or 10 or whatever I said. It takes so and so long with this and this kind of ramp. So we need the curve, we need the length, and we need the maximum and minimum value. What you can do is you can increase anything that's got a MIDI continuous controller or program change. You could put your foot down, it ramps up the mix, holds it there, you let your foot go, it goes down, maybe even slower because you can define the up and down value. I don't know any MIDI controllers that have these ramp things, and any MIDI keyboard has all these capabilities. They have the curves. So having expression is great, but having expression with 0 and 127, that's not flexible. So why not have a ramp value for press down and press up? And that would give you the opportunity to actually do momentary switches that do crazy cool things. I know the Walrus Audio R1, the D1, the ACS1, the Chase Bliss stuff, anything with MIDI has these really, really cool functions. And you could literally have one of these faders do this. Up, fast, and then fast, and then slow down in predefined length. I think this is totally in the realm of what's possible for XSonic to program. So I demand, XSonic, please, give me more flexibility for expression pedal programming with defined values up and down and reverse. Give me MIDI math, meaning continuous controller as well as program change, plus however many every time you step it. So it simply has to remember, okay, I was on 30, now I'm on 35, 40, 45, and so on. Okay, that would give us a lot of possibilities and save a lot of foot switches. And most certainly, how cool would it be to have the possibility of programming a ramp parameter? What you would need is the continuous controller. I don't know if it makes sense for program change. Continuous controller, the MIDI channel, continuous controller number, minimum value, maximum value, time that it takes to ramp, and the curve. And then the whole thing reversed, maximum value, minimum value for when you let go again. You could also, of course, do toggle, bam, it goes up, you run around the stage, and bam, it goes back down. There's also a toggle. So that is what I suggested. And your comments now matter because they will go and program this stuff if you demand it, because it would make this mind-blowingly unique. I don't know of any MIDI controllers that do this. Why doesn't the Helix do ramping on foot switches? I've mentioned it to my guy from Yamaha in line 6. That's never gonna come. Because it goes slowly in the big companies. This is a smaller company. This could happen. This could be the thing on the market. Most certainly because it's so freaking damn easy to program with this simple app. Which now also supports the WIDI. Come on. It's $50 or something. And has a magnet on the back. So it actually connects to anything magnetic. comes, not comes with, but you can get different kind of MIDI cables. And you can go in and out. That's pretty damn cool. And then with this, wirelessly control your amp. That's it from me. That's the update for the Airstep. If you're into the Airstep, that was a cool video. If you don't care, why did you watch it? Thanks XSonic for commissioning this video. Thanks Leslie for switching. I'll put links below. Animals at the end.
What I really hate seems to consume. The mind tells lies. I shut my eyes. I don't have the wisdom to see all my flaws and